Students, good morning. Let us continue the same topic on the face of it. Further dialogues are in scene 1. Mr. Lamb, not on my account. I don't mind who comes into the garden. The gate's always open. Only you climbed the garden wall. Derry says, while being angry, you were watching me? Mr. Lamb, I saw you, but the gate's open. All welcome. You are welcome. I sit here. I like sitting. Derry says, I would not come to steal anything. Mr. Lamb says, no, no, the young lads steal, scrump the apples. You are not so young. Derry says, I just wanted to come in into the garden. Mr. Lamb says, so you did. Here we are, then. Derry says, you don't know who I am. Mr. Lamb says, a boy, 13 or so. Derry says 14. Pause. It means he stops or stops talking for a while. But I have got to go now. Goodbye. Mr. Lamb says nothing to be afraid of. Just a garden, just a me. Derry says, but I'm not. I'm not afraid. Even he paused for a while. People are afraid of me. Mr. Lamb says, why should that be? Derry says, everyone is. It doesn't matter who they are or what they say or how they look. How they pretend. I know, I can see. Mr. Lamb, see what? Derry says, what they think. Mr. Lamb, what do they think then? Derry says, you think, here is a boy. You look at me and then you see my face and you think that's bad. That's a terrible thing. That's the ugliest thing I ever saw. You think, poor boy, but I'm not poor. Underneath, you are afraid. Anybody would be. I am. When I look in the mirror and see it, I'm afraid of me. Dear students, there are some of the meanings over here. Scrump means here steal from garden. Pretend means to behave as if something is true when you know that it is not. Underneath means here directly below. Explanation of the above passages. Mr. Lamb tried to stop him and said that there was no need to leave the garden just because of him. He also told him that he kept the gate open for people. It was only Derry who jumped the wall. Derry got angry for being pointed at like that. He also clarified that he hadn't come to steal anything from there. Mr. Lamb agreed by saying that at many times apples had been stolen by young boys and that Derry was not so young, but still Derry wanted to live. Mr. Lamb told him not to be afraid of him and asked him to stay there for a while. Derry told him that he was not afraid of anyone, rather, people were afraid of him. Lamb asked him the reason for that. He told him that he knew what people thought and how they behaved in front of him. Mr. Lamb questioned him about what others thought of him. Derry said that people got scared on seeing his face. Some considered it bad or ugly, while some even took pity on him by saying that he was a poor boy. He added that they were fake. Actually, they all were afraid of his face. He even got scared of his own face when he looked into the mirror. He added that Mr. Lamb will also pity him, but in his heart he will also be scared of Derry. For the dialogue, sir, Mr. Lamb says, no, not the whole of you, not of you. Derry says, yes. He pauses. Mr. Lamb, later on, when it is a bit cooler, I will get the ladder and a stick and pull down those crab apples. They are ripe for it. I make jelly. It is good time of year, September. Look at them, orange and golden. That's magic fruit, I often say, but it's the best picked and made into jelly. You could give me a hand. Derry says, What have you changed the topic for? People always do that. Why don't you ask me? Why do you do what they all do and pretend it isn't true and isn't there? In case I see you looking and mind and get upset, I'll tell. You don't ask me because you are afraid to. Mr. Lamb says, you want me to ask? Say so then. Derry says, I don't like being with people, any people. Mr. Lamb, I should say, to look at it, I should say, you got burnt in a fire. Derry says, not in a fire. I got acid all down that side of my face, and it burnt it all away. It ate my face up, it ate me up, and now it's like this, and it won't ever be any different. Explanation is here. Mr. Lamb said that he wasn't afraid of Derry. Derry was shocked to hear that. Then Mr. Lamb told him that he would bring a ladder and stick and pick fine and ripe crab apples as they made a good jelly. He also told him that in September they get ripe and become a magic fruit having orange and golden color. He also asked him to join him in doing so. They repointed him for changing the topic just like other people did. He added that Mr. Lamb didn't ask him about his face because he was afraid of asking about it. Derry got annoyed and said that he didn't like the company of people. Mr. Lamb guessed that maybe his face got burnt in some fire. Derry told him that it was due to acid that had burnt half of his face. He was so grieved, means sad, that he kept on repeating that acid ate his face and that it would never get cured. So this is the explanation of the above dialogues. So dear students, further explanations will be made in the next lecture. So keep on revising and keep on reading. Thank you, students.